What's up, everyone? And thank you so much for joining Third Shot Podcast. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit that subscribe or follow button so that you don't miss one of our amazing episodes. Uncle Greg and Russ, are you ready to get this show started?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Got your drinks ready?
I am. I do have
There
it
we
ready.
go.
Cheers, everyone.
An
Cheers.
actual beverage for me today. Cheers.
Ooh.
Nice. All right.
Share with us. What are you drinking?
So it's a vodka mule from Trader Joe's. It's already mixed all together in a can, and it tastes just like ginger ale, which I love.
Nice.
And it doesn't taste like alcohol, which is scary. So watch out by the end of the show.
After a few of them, it might taste like alcohol. I don't know.
And it says, it says there's 2 cocktails in one of these cans. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you were up here visiting, we drank 43-year-old VO.
Yes.
And it was never cracked open in 43 years. We cracked it open while you were visiting, and it was smooth.
It was so good. And I didn't even know what VO was, but now I do. That trip was super fun, though. And Russ, I was so bummed that I didn't get a chance to see you while I was up there.
Oh my! This summer has just been crazy. Like, there's so much stuff to do. I'm all over the place and catching up on things, and yeah, there's so many things. Actually, I had to today just send an email saying, you know what, summer's gotten in the way. Can you just like mail me stuff? This place that I need to go pick up stuff. I mean, it's like it's great. Like, daughter go, like getting ready for college. Like, not this year, but the following. So we're trying to get that all rolling.
Are you still planning on going down to Vegas to visit?
Well, that was the original plan of August. But again, I feel like every time I talk about Vegas, it's another story about my brother comes up. But the last one was his trailer basically almost caught on fire, driving up here as he was going to, camp his way back to the Bay Area and hang out for a week or so during the heat wave. But no, he had to flip around and get that fixed. That's coming along nicely. But he's ripped apart his bathroom. And because he's back home, that's taking longer. And so now, we're like, okay, I don't want to try to deal with that. So I think we might have to postpone until like September-ish. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out as far as, I guess there'll be kids in the campus. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it, but Bridgie was going to give a campus tour of UNLV to my daughter.
I will make time for you. Don't worry.
Okay.
And the weather's better in September anyway.
That's true. No, less heat and less of the monsoons, right?
Exactly.
Well, depending on when you go in September, I might be there as well too.
Okay. Let's make this all work out then.
Yeah. Because I'm going to be there mid-September.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Well, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen for sure.
Bridgie, I miss you. You were up here. I know, we got to play. We had so much fun. Oh my gosh. It's every time we get together, your game gets better. You are improving so much. I'm like, I need to get on it because I can't keep up.
No, I am trying my hardest to keep up with Uncle. Like, you are the one who's always out there playing. And so I feel like I need to hold up my side of this partnership and just, listen to all these videos and recommendations and all of the good stuff. I just got to keep up with you.
I love the fact that when we were playing mixed doubles against a guy that I actually play with, once in a while, so he knows my game. And this is the first time he played against you. And 5 points into the match, he screams across, "Greg, she hits it harder than you, man."
That was a lot of fun. And we did even get to see a couple of people that I met the last time that I was up there visiting you and playing in the tournament. So that was really fun because it was at a new court, a new facility. And yet we are still running into your pickleball people. You've really created a community up there.
I got to share a real quick story. It was so much fun. I went to the Walnut Creek courts and I was sitting talking to a woman that I had met previously, but I don't think we spent that much time talking. We just kind of played one match together. You know how you rotate in and I remembered playing with her, and then we were both kind of resting because it was a hot day. And all of a sudden she picks up her water bottle and there was our sticker on her water bottle.
No way.
And I'm going, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I gave you. And she goes, I love this sticker. And the last time I took it out to the courts, this other lady fell in love with your logo. She's listened to your show now.
Oh, that is so cool. Well, shout out to them if they're listening or watching
That's
this
right.
episode.
Laura
That's
over in
awesome.
Rossmore. Thank you.
Very cool.
Thanks, Laura.
And now she can watch us,
Yeah.
She
which
can
is
watch
cool.
us.
So over on YouTube, we got that all worked out and set up. It's a beautiful
Speaking
thing.
of listeners giving some cool feedback, I have gotten a little bit of feedback recently
Really?
from a couple of listeners, and they were wondering if they get any video of Russ playing pickleball. There is a demand for Russ playing pickleball.
Really?
There is.
Really? Okay. Okay. So this is going to go into like the comedy section of YouTube.
Improv.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I'll try to make that happen.
The people
if
want
I
to see.
can- As you know, like I had this conversation with Greg. I was like, Greg, why don't you have, a whole lot of video of you playing? He's like, well, because I'm playing.
Yeah, it's tough.
We need to get a
isn't
helmet
it?
cam or something so that. But I guess a helmet cam with a mirror and
Of my
there you go.
opponent, right? Of be filming the
Yeah.
opponent. So we'll figure. We're gonna like maybe what we can do, Russ, is you and I will get together,
There we
and we'll film each other playing.
There we go.
So
That's
we'll
a
have
good
a little
idea.
bit of
Edits
both
to
of
it
us.
so that I can make me look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, every shot that you hit, that'll be my ball. But and we'll go the opposite. That way, it all works out.
No, that'd be fun.
Well,
It'll help you learn more about
Hey,
how
there you
to film live
Man, there's a
pickleball.
segue, Greg.
Okay.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, learning more podcasts. New episodes coming out soon, which is cool. Finally, getting back in the groove here. I've got all these interviews set up and keeping me busy. But I do have a learning more question for you. It's not really. It's sort of pickleball related, but it's sort of just more logistics. We're getting comments on YouTube. Who's going to respond to those? Which one of us? And how do we take care of those? And because I'm asking this question more importantly to encourage comments over on YouTube so that we can start chatting with people. Who do they get to talk to? Which one of us?
I think
three of
all
us?
of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I
Okay.
think if you're going to leave a comment on YouTube, and please do, whoever's listening and watching, ask somebody. Ask Reggie. Ask Russ. Ask Uncle Greg. Any one of us. Or just say all of you. What's your
There you go.
response to
Yeah.
this? Yeah,
There you go.
We would
Okay.
love the interaction. Let's hear
Yes,
it.
we would. It's
we're
so
all
much
we're
fun.
all looking at it. So one of us or all of us will reply.
I love it. Maybe we should do that. Somehow we all three reply. Well, should we just maybe we need to tag it who is replying?
Yeah,
Like Russ
sign it.
says, because
Sign
we
your
all
comment.
yeah. There we go. Okay, all right. We'll start working on that.
Well, when I get real snarky, it's going to be Russ says.
Per Russ.
Perfect. All right, so we did learn something more, and we got something coming up on this podcast. Greg, what are we going to learn about today here? Who are we talking to?
Well, we had so much fun with Alex Simon the first time, and we had such a good response of that show that we asked him to come back on, and he is generous enough with his time. And then this guy's busy because he's playing in the NPL, and he's one of the top senior pros right now on tour, but he's joining us again. So when we come back from break, we're going to have Alex Simon, pro pickleball player and member of the OKC Punishers. Welcome back from the break. We're back on Third Shot, and please check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Third Shot Podcast. Bridgie and I are super excited to have a return guest. We have Alex Simon, pro pickleball player and member of the first placed Oklahoma City Punishers. Welcome back, Alex.
Thanks for having me, guys. So honored to be back here yet again.
It's an
another
honor to have
appearance.
you.
I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I think first place definitely deserves a little toast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is going to be the
You
biggest shot you've ever had on the show.
are you going to
This
do the
is,
whole
what
thing right now?
not the whole thing because it would take too long, but I love it, and I tell you, this is the best thing I bought all year. It's
So
it
for the
keeps me
people
hydrated.
listening, you're holding up a 1-gallon
Like
container.
1 gallon, yeah, it's like a Yeti bottle. By the way, I'm not sponsored by these guys. I purchased this, but this thing, I just fill it up in the morning. I train, I drink the whole thing, a whole gallon. Then I come home, fill it up again, keep drinking during the day, and so today I'm going to take my shot out of this.
Nice.
Perfect. A gallon
Cheers.
shot to the
Here we go.
OKC Punishers. Cheers.
Mhm.
And for
Thank
those
you.
wondering what I'm drinking, right?
What are you drinking?
Yeah.
You know
what
what?
is it?
I was thinking, I was like, what is a fun thing to drink? Last time I did a matcha shot, and which I also drank, but I said, what do I drink the most? And what I do is actually, I drink this Liquid IV, which I am not sponsored by, but hey, Liquid IV, if you're watching, please consider it. I buy these things at Costco. I put about 4 of them in this gallon jug, and I love it. Comes in several different flavors, and keeps me hydrated, keeps me from drinking sodas, which I actually like. So the
Ooh,
more of this I
yes.
drink, the less Cokes I will drink.
Yeah.
And this is my shot today.
Well,
Actually,
cheers. Thank you
this
for
is your
sharing
shot
that.
to get Liquid IV as a sponsor for both Third Shot and Alex Simon, pro pickleball player. Come on, Liquid
There
IV,
you
step
go.
up.
So it's been a little while since you've
Yeah.
been with us, and so we are dying to hear an update on how your season's been going. And what's it been like for you, and what can we expect in the future from the OKC Punishers?
Yeah, it's been a little bit different for me because, I'm mostly a singles player, or at least that's what I'm known for and best at. So playing the NPL, which is just doubles, singles, mixed doubles and gender doubles, it's been different for me. It's been a learning process. I've actually been doing pretty well, and NPL is wonderful. So I've been practicing more doubles than singles these days, actually playing more doubles than singles, but the season is going great. I mean, the team is in first place. We were probably in third place after the first week, but after the second week, second weekend playing, we did really well. So Dallas was the first round, and then a month later, we went to Kansas City, and we really, the team really played well in Kansas City. We beat, Austin Ignite, which was undefeated until then. So you're the first team to
Wow.
beat them. And did great. First place. Looking forward to this coming weekend in Dallas again. And hopefully we'll be in first place come Monday.
Well, we recently had Carol Rolls, also known as Boss Lady, the owner of the OKC Punishers, on the show. She's so cool. She is the neatest person. So, from a player's point of view, what's it like playing on the team? And, have you been part of a pickleball team before?
No, I had never, and as I probably mentioned in the first time I was on your show, it was quite a solitary journey for me, playing pickleball, because I started playing tournaments late last year and I didn't know anybody. So I'd go to these tournaments and it felt like me against the world, because I'd be playing and all the players know each other. Their families are there. My wife has never even been to one of my tournaments. So I just arrived there. I start playing singles. Usually, PPA is singles on Thursday. And I go play my first match, and I have my opponent, his wife, his family, friends, other pros that, they're all cheering for them. And I got 0 people supporting me, like literally 0. Then I beat them, and then I go to the next round, and I beat the next guy, same situation. And after 3 rounds, I call my wife and I'd be like, it's like the loneliest experience of my life. I'm not enjoying this. I'm winning, but I'm not having fun. So another tournament comes by, I meet, one guy, another guy, and then it got better. But still, yeah, it's kind of, you just do your thing, you play your matches, and then, guys start going 0-2, they go home, and then, the later you get in the draw, less players will be there. So I usually place in the first 3. So there's just a few of us left. So playing in a team environment was completely different. I was drafted. I went to the draft party in Naples, Florida, just before the U.S. Open, and I didn't know anybody in the draft party. It was like the most lonely experience. There was like, I don't know, 200 people there, and I knew one guy that I had met at a tournament. And so when I got drafted, I go up there, and Carol, she calls my name. I'm like the second to last person to be drafted in the entire, not drafted, but called up as a part of a team, right?
Oh,
Because they don't
wow.
tell you when you're drafted. They just tell you if you were drafted. So her team was the Oklahoma City Punishers. So 5 teams before her had called all their players, and I wasn't part of that. Then she goes up there and she's calling all the players in alphabetical order, and I'm Simon. So if I'm gonna get drafted, it's gonna be one of the last names. So she calls like 16 names or something, and there's 2 left. I'm like, I'm not gonna get drafted. This is the most embarrassing moment of my life, and I better start walking towards the door now before this gets worse. And then finally, she calls, and I like to, the next player I like to call up is Alex Simon. I'm like, oh, I'm like more relieved than happy. And I walk up there, and you had her on the show. She's just so wonderful. And she said, hey, are you ready to be a Punisher, and welcome to the team? They gave me a big hug. And then I met all my teammates who were there at the draft. And since then, it's been so fun. Like we go to, we do dinners together. We went to Oklahoma City before the Dallas event, and we did a pro-am. We had a team practice, team get together. So I got to know all the guys and the girls on the team, and everybody cheering for you when you play. It's such a fun environment. We play at Chicken and Pickles. So all the courts are one next to the other, all indoors. And you have your 2 courts with your team playing, and then the other courts are the other teams playing. But it's just this crazy, riot-like scene with people cheering, and they're live streamed, and it's so fun. I mean, all the people that I missed that were not cheering for me when I was playing singles, made up, I made it up in NPL, because it's such a fun environment. I love the team part.
That's amazing. What a roller coaster, though, for you to go into it kind of as this newcomer that nobody really knew much about. And now look at where you're at.
Yeah.
You've got a whole cheering section for you now.
Yeah, I tell you, NPL has really been great. The camaraderie is great, even with the other teams. It's competitive, yes, but you get to meet so many people. And even more important, especially, everybody's a high level player, so all the top players in the world are, including foreign players. Some guys come from Australia, Singapore. So you get to play the best. So every weekend we have 4 matches, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, and you're playing the best, so I get to play the best guys, the best girls. Every match is somebody different, and I get to see, where I stack against these people. So it's been great.
I was watching an interview with one of the owners of the Chicken and Pickle that you played at. I forget if it was the Dallas one or not, but anyway, it was one of the owners, and he was saying that the atmosphere in the Chicken and Pickle is just electric. Like it's nothing he ever expected. It's amazing. And I'm just curious, from your point of view, having all that energy, does that make you play any better? Is it just pump you up? What does it do to you?
It definitely pumps you up. It really, really does. Like you're playing, for yourself, for your partner, you're playing for your team, and everybody's there. That your match matters, right? When you're just playing a regular doubles tournament, sure, you don't want to let your partner down, but if you lose, you lose. But when every match counts, like it does in NPL, your match could be the deciding match that makes your team win or lose. Right. So you really give your all. And I can't speak for the other players, but for myself, if you watch my matches, and they're all live streamed, by the way, which I think is important. Every single match is live streamed. And, I go back and I watch myself to see, how I'm playing, how I can improve. And I just see my intensity playing is, it's so much different than even when I play the singles tournaments or doubles, the PPA, APP, whatnot. It's awesome. Like, and you're down, say, I'll give you an example, right? So my very first weekend, I was playing my first match, and I was playing mixed doubles. and we were down 11-2, 5-0, like just getting crushed. My very first match, I'm saying, my team is gonna trade me after this, right? They're gonna be like, can we get rid of this guy? So there, I don't know what to do. And Jaime Onsings, who's one of the better players on our team, this phenomenal guy, Brazilian guy, just like myself, he says, call a timeout. And this guy's world class, one of the top doubles players in the world. And I'm like, timeout, so I call a timeout, and he walks onto the court, and Beth Bellamy, who is also number one in the world, women's, players, she walks onto the court, and they're like, okay, guys, this is what you're going to do from now on, right? So they gave us the instructions, so we start doing it. Next thing, we come back, win the second game, and they said, by the way, you have to win this match for us to have a chance to win the overall against this team.
No pressure.
Like, no pressure.
Yeah, right.
And we're just getting destroyed. So long story short, we come back, we win the second game, we win the third game, and then our team ends up winning, the overall. And had that not been a team environment and team, and of course, as we started to mount our comeback, right, all the other players are like, yeah, they're like, there's hope for these two after all. So we come back, we win. I mean, it's just the best feeling, right? You come back, you win for yourself, you win for the team, everybody's cheering you. So it gives you that extra gear that you need to really come around. It's so fun. So yes,
so
it does
intense.
make a big difference. Yeah, it's wonderful.
So what was going through your head going into your first match? Because this was your first match, but what was it like before? Were you anxious? And how do you deal with all of those emotions?
Yeah, I get anxious. Doubles is not my favorite, and I sign up for NPL just to really get more doubles practice and become better at it. Because as we spoke in the first time I was on the show, my singles journey was just so fast. Within 6 months, I was number 3 in the world. It was just like crazy. But doubles, I have to play. It's not as easy for me. It doesn't come as easy, and strategy is much different from singles. So the first match was, I was nervous. Yeah. One thing is going in playing for yourself. If I lose, it's okay. I'll be disappointed, but life goes on. In this format, like, there's a lot riding on the line. There's money riding on the line. There's the playoffs, that our seed, the playoffs matter. So every match is important, and you're letting down, 18 other players or whatever, so yeah, you get nervous. But once you go in there, and I'm sure nerves were part of the reason why I wasn't playing as well as I wanted to the first match, but that match not only catapulted me, to a different level, but I won every single match after that first weekend. So I went 6-0, and I won every match, and that one was key. That to give me the confidence that, hey, I do belong here. I can play doubles. I can be competitive. So so it's been really good.
You just needed that one little boost, and you got it. You got it. I'm actually interested to learn what you feel the differences are in the strategies between singles and doubles. But we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have more with Alex Simon, again, first place. Out of matches in the NPL. So we'll be right back with more Alex Simon.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Third Shot Podcast, and we have Alex Simon, professional pickleball player on the OKC Punishers, with us for a second time. Welcome back.
Congratulations to the great start of the season, Alex.
Another shot. Here we go.
Another gallon-sized
out.
shot for
Hit
us.
that Yeti. Cheers.
Cheers.
Alex, before the break, you were mentioning that, predominantly you were a singles player before you started with the NPL. And, this has given you an opportunity to play more doubles and high level doubles. You're just, it's crazy, your journey, right? You jumped right into being one of the top singles players in the world. Now you're playing against some of the top doubles players in the world, both men and women. Like, what kind of adjustments did you have to make? And, as far as like the players, your teammates, did they help you through and kind of teach you some of the new strategies that you had to learn in playing doubles?
Yeah, they definitely do. Pretty much every player on my team is more experienced in doubles than I am, and they have been playing pickleball for longer than I have. So I do talk to them, and they help me. But and not just gender doubles, right? Mixed doubles is a whole different animal from men's doubles in my case. So it's like, not only do I have to adjust in doubles and slow down the game, because in singles, it's just very fast paced, a lot of passing shots, a lot of drives. And doubles, especially at the high level, the drives don't work the same way. You got to play the short game. You got to play the kitchen. You got to dink again and again and again and again, and then just wait for your opportunity to attack. So, you need to decide, I'm going to play the right side, I'm going to play the left side, which one of your partners. Every single one of my partners that I played with at NPL, I had never played doubles with before. So everything, guys, and girls. So everything is like, takes adjustment. You play with a different partner. You play with 2 or 3 different partners every weekend. So then you need to adjust to them. You need to decide who's going to play what side. But the short game dinking, it's crucial. You need to be able to keep the ball low. You need to be careful with, the attacker, especially in mixed doubles. I had the honor of playing Scott Moore twice in Kansas City. And Scott Moore is one of the legends of the game. He's been playing for a long time, and that was intimidating. He's not only I played him, in mixed doubles and gender doubles and men's doubles, and man, that guy, I mean, it was I did surprisingly well considering. But it's even as I'm playing, it's just watching, just observing, what are these guys doing, and he's such a lengthy player, and especially in mixed doubles. I mean, he's just there. He's just like a panther waiting to attack. He's just waiting for one shot that is close to him, and he's got the left side. He's just waiting for the forehand, and as soon as either me or my partner, just anything a little bit above net height, and he's there, to put it away. So there's no room for error. That's basically what I'm saying. When I play gender doubles at a regular tournament, the first round, maybe the matchup isn't so good, and you maybe get away with an easy win. At NPL, you're playing the number 2 line or number 3 line, even number 4 line. I mean, it doesn't matter. You're gonna play one of the top guys, immediately. There's no like, oh, I have a couple rounds before I hit, I play the number 1 seeds. No. You're thrust right. The one match you're going to play is going to be against, a top player, and you better be ready. And for me, it's just, not only do I need to be ready, a lot of these guys, I've watched a lot of YouTube, they have no idea who I am, and I know, pretty much all about them. So it's, you got to overcome that, like, oh, this guy is, legend of the game, and just go in there and play and act as if they were just anybody else, which clearly they're not. So all of that has been it's just like this, all these experiences, you're just thrust into that all at once. But hey, I'm loving it.
Yeah, that sounds so exciting. And last time we had you on the show, you were sharing with us your extensive and very rigorous training regime. Now that you're playing doubles, has that changed at all? Or are you still on the same hardcore training train that you've been on?
Yeah, it's a great question, because doubles is a lot less demanding physically. But no, the answer is I still train the same. Both on court, off court. As a matter of fact, the training has become harder because the temperatures here, and I live in Las Vegas, so we're in the hundreds, and yes. I do, I trail run across from my house, and it's literally between 110, 115 degrees, and I run middle of the day, early afternoon. So, yeah, it's strangely enough, I've gotten used to it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge. So
Wow.
I
my
wouldn't recommend it.
gosh.
You know, people get hurt doing that kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
you know, I can't. It's just built into my DNA, and doesn't matter. You know, years come, years go, and I keep getting older, but my training just stays the same because I just want to be that competitive, you know, and I got to stay fit for singles because I still do play singles. So
Are you doing any like special doubles drills now?
I do. I do doubles drills, and which is another thing that a lot of people don't do. You know, when you get together with, because I have a training buddy here who's also senior pro, and we just drill every day, 6 days a week. We take Sundays off, or he does. I don't. So
Call him
so
out.
he takes Sundays off. So we literally drill 6 days a week, just him and I. And when you get together with other people to play doubles, you just basically play games, right? You just play matches, and which is fun. But recently I decided we need to drill doubles. So essentially we find two other guys who are willing to do doubles drills, either younger guys who are on the pro tour or even some senior pros that live in Las Vegas, and we drill doubles. So essentially most of it is we play points, but we start at the kitchen line. So we start just somebody just feeds the ball, and we just, you know, dinking, and the point is live. And we did actually that yesterday, and we did an hour of that, and then we played games again in the middle of the day. It was just crazy hot, but the amount of improvement you see in 1 hour of just drilling like that, just doing short court drills and playing short court points, is incredible. Because when we played the second hour, we played games, the level of doubles was nothing like I had ever experienced before. Like all four of us just looked like open pros playing. We're just, you know, somebody serves, the next person returns, then the third person just hits a perfect third drop shot. Boom, we're all at the net just thinking, careful, you know, until somebody makes a move. So I cannot stress enough the importance of drilling. I mean, it is the reason I've been so successful in singles, and the way I'm moving up in doubles. It's 100% because of drilling. So if you want to get better, you gotta find people to do drills. And if you don't have anybody, because I know players who don't, get a ball machine, you know, and use that. Just playing games will make you better, but it's gonna be a long road.
It is. And you were mentioning playing midday out here in Las Vegas, and I'm in Las Vegas too. So I 100% understand that heat obstacle. But the best part is, if you're playing midday on the courts are empty. You could always find a court to drill on. So that's a positive coming out of this.
And frankly, that's the reason, one of the reasons we do train midday is I have 4 courts just literally a minute from my house, and they are packed in the mornings and packed in the evenings. But we actually, our time is 11 o'clock. So 11 o'clock we meet, and we play from 11 to 1 or 1:30. There's nobody there. And the courts are so busy in Las Vegas in the off hours because of the heat, right? Nobody wants to play. So you're right. That is the reason we play at 11. And we get all 4 courts for ourselves. There's no other person as crazy as us out there.
That would be extreme. That would be extreme drilling, right? All 4 courts at one time. You're rotating, go.
Yes.
I'm sure there's
in 110 weather.
Yeah, think, all 4 courts all the way across. Cover. Yeah, that would be crazy.
So we like it.
Hey, Alex, last time you were on the show, you were mentioning the clinic you did over in Hong Kong, which got you really excited about doing clinics. Is there any news about maybe some new ones coming up for you?
Yeah, I've been speaking to a lot of companies that do clinics in the US and abroad. So I am, in talks to doing some just destination trips, really clinics in Europe, which should be happening early to mid next year. It looks like this, and this is super cool, guys. So there are these river cruises in Europe. They go down the Danube River. Okay, essentially it runs. It doesn't start, but these ships, they start in Budapest in Hungary, and they have courts on top of them. These are small ships that go in the river, so they're just like 2-story ships, long, and now they're starting to build pickleball courts on top of them. So there's these cruises that that happen, and companies organize them. So I'll probably be doing those. Go start in Hungary, goes through Austria, all the way to Germany, and so I probably will be doing some of those, which should be super cool. Definitely some in the United States, definitely some in Mexico, and I actually got invited to do one before the end of the year, all the way in Africa, in Kenya.
Wow.
So I
So
should be
cool.
going there, and they have a Kenya, a Nairobi pickleball club. Nairobi is the capital of Kenya, and I was invited to teach there. And more importantly, which is one of the reasons I started doing clinics. When I did it in Hong Kong, and God, that was a life-changing experience. You know, I wasn't sure I even wanted to do clinics, but once I did that, I decided this is what I want to do. In addition to playing, professional, I want to do it. But I also wanted to include a humanitarian aspect to it. Do some sort of charity attached with all my clinics as much as I can. So, hopefully I'll be going to Kenya, and I already found a place. It's an orphanage where they're trying to introduce pickleball to orphan kids in Nairobi. So the schedule is actually set. I teach 4 days of pickleball, and then on the 5th day I go to this place and I teach these kids how to play pickleball, and hopefully we'll be able to set up a little court and leave some paddles and balls behind in a net so they can continue playing. So that's super exciting. Looking forward to that. And in addition to that, also on the the giving back part of pickleball is I'm already in contact with some prisons here in the United States where I'd like to teach pickleball to inmates and introduce them to the sport. So that's also coming, and it's really interesting. My whole pickleball journey, when I started at the end of last year, I wanted to be a professional pickleball player, and that's it. That was my, I want to play professional pickleball. I want to play senior pro, and I want to play eventually some open pro tournaments and play the young guys. And that, Bridget, that's another reason I stay in shape, is I want to play the young guys. I honestly think I can. I'm really in good shape. Physically, I can. I just, my game needs to be a little bit better. So I don't want to just go there and play qualifying and, lose in the first round. I want to make it through the qualifying. I want to play a main draw. But once I did the clinic in Hong Kong, like everything shifted for me. I said, you know what? I want to do more. Maybe it's my age where I'm at, and I want to find more purpose in life and give back. So I'm shifting towards that. It's not just play professional, which it kind of feels like it's what I call a selfish endeavor, right? It's about me and me getting better and me feeling good about myself. And the clinics and the camps and doing things in prisons, that's the selfless part of pickleball, which I'm finding myself more and more attached and drawn to, is really being an ambassador of the sport, because it's been so good for me, and I see how much good it can do for others. So I want to really introduce people that have never played. I want to, make people that love to play better. So I'm finding that I'm spending more time on, that part, clinics, than just worrying about becoming, number one in the world, which I would still is very much my goal and I want to do. So I'm trying to juggle both parts of this.
Wow, that is truly amazing. I mean, you can already check off that becoming a professional pickleball player off your list. And next up is creating a philanthropy around pickleball. And that's just amazing. So if there's any listeners out there who may want to follow along with your journey, or even maybe join you in your endeavor to spread pickleball to these other communities, how can they get a hold of you?
It's very easy to find me. I am on Instagram, and my username is Alex Simon PB for pickleball. So just right now, AlexSimonPB. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Alex Simon PB. And you can find me on YouTube. I'm starting to upload some of my matches, actually, and eventually more content to come. But if you want to see me playing, you can go to, you guessed it, Alex Simon PB on YouTube. So as long as you remember that, you can find me. But Instagram and Facebook are the main places.
And when they go and watch your videos, I highly encourage them to keep looking for the behind the back little secret trick shot that Alex pulled off in one of his matches. I'm like, what? Did Alex just go behind the back with that? Oh my goodness. Where did he learn that one?
Those are so slick.
Christian Alshon is the tweener king in the Open Pro, but I hold my own on the senior tour. I hit a lot of shots between the legs, behind the back. I love it. And, I used to do it in tennis, and in pickleball, it's infinitely easier to do. So to me, it just comes naturally. But, the point you're mentioning, it was the very first point of the match. And we were playing, and it was on center court, NPL, and Rick Witzkin was, narrating. It was this big hurrah.
Well, he was narrating, and he was in shock. He was like, "Did he just go behind the back?" Simon just pulled up behind the back shot, and
I know.
they were just they were talking it up. It was fun watching that. It was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Thanks a lot, Alex, for coming back on with us. We really enjoyed catching up with you.
Thanks for having me, guys. If you need anything, please let me know. I'll be, I'm not sure you want to have me back a third time, but I'm always open. I love seeing you guys. I love being here and talking pickleball, NPL, clinics, camps, whatever, training, however I can enlighten your listeners and make them better players. Always at your disposal.
Well, thank you. And I personally would love to hear the Nairobi trip. When that happens, I think that would be so interesting to
sure. I'll keep you
experience
posted.
that. How many people get to experience playing in Africa and giving back
incredible.
like that? So we'll definitely have you back. And all of you that are watching and listening, thank you for joining us again on Third Shot. Bridgie and I will continue to share our pickleball journey. Again, special thanks to Alex for joining us. If you didn't catch it before, Alex Simon PB, you can find him everywhere on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube now. Get that behind the back shot. You're going to learn how to do that one. Teach me, because I would love to pull that one off sometime. And please support the show by subscribing. We promise to have more amazing guests just like Alex in the future. Let's continue to share our enjoyment for the game and grow this pickleball community, people. Let's do this. See you next time on Third Shot Podcast.